Hi there, everyone. So on today's video, we're going to be going over reversal patterns, reversal candlesticks, just to give you guys some basics on what to understand, because reversals or candlestick reversals are a very key part of trading. In fact, reversal candlesticks was figured out well over hundreds of years ago when it came to trading, realizing that certain movements of the market will therefore create certain patterns that it's going to occur afterwards. So reversal candlesticks became something very well used ever since then. In fact, they've been basically the cornerstone of almost every single trader alive. They all know about reversal candlesticks, and something that you need to know to understand how the market is going to move in different ways. Now, reversal candlesticks are simply just saying, in a simple terms, the way that the market moves within a candle will determine the momentum of the market, so symbolizing where the market should be going. We're going to go over a few different reversal candlesticks. Again, there's a lot of candlestick reversals that you can go into. They go on forever. I'm going to show you quite a few. We're going to go over quite a bunch of them today, just so you can understand, different kind of reversal candlesticks. So the biggest reversal candle that most people try to look for is something that's either called the doji, the morning star, or the dragonfly. These are ones that are basically small body candlesticks, so things with really small body and a wick. For instance, right here you can see some will call it a tombstone, which is an opposite of a dragonfly. Basically, all they mean is, again, as you can see, they look exactly like what people are symbolizing. So people call this one a tombstone or a dragonfly if it's upside down. As you can see, this as it looks, you have a flat bottom, a tiny body, and the wick is a lot bigger than the body, right? The wick is at least 2 times as long as the body. This one even 3 times longer, and it looks like a gravestone, right? That's where you have the grave ground, and that's right there. The little thing up is the stone itself. What that basically symbolizes, during the hour, momentum went up, and then it came back down, and it actually was in negative, as you can see. So it actually shows that the bulls pushed up, but then the bulls were overtaken by the bears and are coming back down. Now, what that usually symbolizes is the market will be going downwards from there. And what do we see it did? A continuation down. Okay, and we can see this literally all throughout. You can see another one right here, very similar, right? And what it do? It continued down for a few candles after that. We could find this all over the market if you want to look for it. One way or the other. Again, it can work up or down. So if you want to find a down version of it, let's just go over here to find one for you, which would be called the dragonfly. It's the same thing as a tombstone, just in the opposite direction. So right here, you see it went down. You had this right here, that, and it's continuation up, right? That right there is dragonfly, same thing. You can see another tombstone. As you can see here, when it had a tombstone, it went down. So again, reversal candlesticks do not tell you how far it's going to go down, just that it's going to reverse. They're basically uncertainty candles. So there's other ones right here, if you want to look at it. Right here, also known as a hammer or reverse hammer. Basically what it looks like, same thing as a gravestone, just has a little bit bigger of a body, a little wick afterwards bottom, kind of like the nub of a hammer, like the nail that holds it together, and then the handle of a hammer. And of course, those go throughout, as you can see, both ways as well. Right here again, a hammer, as you can see, right? And those again are another reversal patterns. Here's another one you can call a hammer if you would like. So as you can see, that's the same thing. So as you've noticed, one of the big similarities of reversal candles is a long wick with a tiny body. Those are good uncertainty and or reversal candlesticks. Other ones people like are the doji, which is the most common or the most easy to spot, which is basically a flat bottom. Kind of looks like a spinning top, basically, when it looks like a spinning top with a small body, right? Those are candlesticks of reversals. Look right here, another one, right? So we get a lot of them, and those are ones which are nice to see. They're easier to see. And again, reversal candlesticks usually are best to spot on larger time frames, bigger indicator. Here's another one, a tombstone, right? So now you can see any of these things with the small bodies and those wicks basically become those reversal candlesticks. Those are the most common ones to see. You see them all the time. in the market, which are pretty cool. So they're easy to spot and see when you see them. You can basically get yourself a good setup with a trade if it follows the rest of Confluence that you're learning. See, boom. So I'm basically right now just going to be going on a massive circling spree of candlesticks. And again, a lot of people like to wait for that confirmation after a reversal, basically, which means just the candlestick after where it goes becomes a larger confirmation. If it's on the edge of a market, like here or here, it's always better to have those candlesticks there. Here's another one, right? So here's another one up here. Here's another one down here. So as you can see, they're everywhere. Now there's other candlesticks as well. They're not just ones with the small dojis you want to look for. Other people look for ones that are called engulfing candlesticks. Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple of those as well for us right now. So engulfing candlesticks is very simple. Engulfing candlesticks basically means when you have a red somewhere, and then right after it's a green, a big push green, that completely overtakes anything that the other candle had, including the wick. So look here. You had this one happen as this pushed. It was way over. That shows that bears, you see, were pushing down, and now bulls massively took over. And after that, it's a large spike upwards. Okay, we can notice this actually quite a bit in the markets when it happens on a larger scale. Let me look at some other ones for us here. This one did 2 candlesticks. That one's not as good of a clear reading. Oh, right here is the perfect one. See? Right here, and then a big shoot down, and then what did it do right after? Continue down. So as you see, that's how it works. Now, one of the tricky things with candlesticks that people got to realize is, again, it does not matter. It does not tell you how far it's going to shoot in an opposite direction. And that's one thing that people kind of have a tricky problem with, is that because it's not telling you, again, you can have a reversal candlestick, right? And then immediately after have another reversal candlestick. For instance, this is a good example right here. We had this reversal candlestick, right, to go down. Okay, so we took it down, but then right now we had another one right there symbolizing up. And what did it do? It went up. And then right after there we had an engulfing candle, right? And what did it do? It went down. And then we had a doji, and then what did it do? It go up. So you see, these literally will go candle to candle. So it's something where it'll tell you an entry. But again, reversals are really good entries to know on scalping when you're just looking to market bear leg with no other confirmations. When you use the rest of your confirmations, the rest of your things like trend lines and things like for instance, if we had a trend that was continuing all the way to here, right? When we saw this doji right here, that would have been, or this one right here would have been like, all right, that's probably now our setup to sell, and look what happened. We had a good sell because it was using more confirmation, so it gives you a bigger analysis of the market. But really, you want to understand these. Again, you can even go on to, if you want to research all the, there's I think over 50 reversal patterns now that people have given names to. But again, all of they're really symbolizing is when you see momentum change. That's all you really want to understand, is it's showing bears and bulls changing momentum, right? The wick shows that it's, again, they had it, but then they lost it when everyone was in power, right? Dojis are, of course, showing dojis like this, and even the smaller ones like this, showing there's a big battle between them too. So again, whoever was winning before is definitely not in power anymore. So you need to understand these. Here's one even right now. You can see a more bigger bodied one, but still nice wicks, which is an indicator of a buy pattern. So it's going to be going up now. So you can have things like that continue as you go. And there's, again, you can just type in reversal patterns on Google if you wanted to find them all. But you want to really understand how they work, because they're basically the biggest show of momentum shift for you, so you can understand where your market's going. Let's say if, again, you got in a buy, if you're in a buy somewhere around, let's say here, you just decide to get into it for whatever reason, once it was around here, you see this candle, oh, that's a symbol to get out. And see what you'd have done? You would have saved yourself a big loss of pips right after. Right? When you would have seen maybe something like this right here, you've been like, okay, sorry about that circle right here, that doji, that would have been like, okay, maybe that's going to be going up now, because see, we're going down. Doji'd it right here after that down, so it should be going up. And wow, you could have ridden that until the next reversal candlestick you see, which would have been really where? Maybe here. those flat ones, right? So boom, you can see it. And again, if you ever want to see if a candlestick is actually a doji or not, you can always zoom in this way, right? You can see, zoom in bigger to see which ones are which when they're flatter like that. Those are important things too. But really, that's all you need to understand is reversal candlesticks are a major key part. They are the pinnacle. They are the pinpoints of the mountains, if you will, and they show you the tip of the mountains, and that's how you can tell when to react to market and how to react to market because of it. So you really need to get mastery and going through the market, especially going in the past, seeing ones that were very clear, and start getting your brain etched in that these are good for you. That these are, again, one of the biggest pillars to it. They follow, the same thing as, which I'll go over just a little bit as well, but the candlesticks are key parts to understanding where the market's going to go. Now, people might have also heard of the M or the W or the head and shoulders, right? The head and shoulders pattern. These are things you can look for as well. For instance, an M right here. Just exactly what it says. You're looking for things that are the similar. They have the same equal top. They have reversal candlesticks, as we saw this doji right here, symbolizing a drop, right? That's what we want to look for when we're looking for M's or W's, or heads or shoulders. Let me just find some more for you guys so we can get some good ones going. Here's a W, of course. So again, we have down, up, down to the same part, and then up, right? We have reversal candlesticks in there as well, symbolizing a reversal. So that would be take there. And again, you can go through markets, see more M's and W's as we go. Here's a small M, but it's still an M, right? Boop, 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 boop. Let's look for some more. I'm easier at finding M's and W's. You're gonna get certain things that are just easier. Every person has them. You can see it's a pretty good W right here. Going up. So again, you can see what I mean. An M right here. When things hit a certain point, an equal high, as you can see, that's what you want to use for those. Okay. Now, let's zoom into some head and shoulders. So head and shoulders, again, exactly like it sounds like, basically just means where the market looks like it has head and shoulders. For instance, right here, shoulder, head, shoulder, and it dropped and continues dropping. That's how it works. It will continue in the way that it was going with the head or the shoulders. So let's see again right here. Shoulder, head, shoulder, and continue down just like it was. What happened on the left happens on the right. Here's an opposite one, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder, and went up. This is an obvious M, you can see. Boop, 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 boop. See, they happen on all time frames, all sizes. It's awesome. It's beautiful. So those are ways that we can basically look and turn. Here's a W. Shoulder, head, shoulder. So that's basically what we want to look for in these markets, is seeing these parts. Here's a head and shoulders right here. Shoulder, head, shoulder, and then I went whoosh, down. See, same spot as it was. So those are what we like to look for, and that again is understanding market structure, using these reversal candlesticks and the way all the candlesticks together form give us indicators of where it's going. So you can see as I'm doing all these, right, head and shoulders, right, shoulder, head, shoulder, and then it went down all the way to there again. Crazy, huh? Just for like a few hours, but it did go back down, right? W here, W here, M, M. So hopefully this will give you guys, oh, and of course another beautiful head and shoulders. So you see these happen all throughout the markets, and they will be able to help you understand where the market's going, where to figure it out. And you just want to basically have this as kind of like the you're symboling reading the market. You're easy to understand. You won't even need to look at price. You can tell what the market should be doing based off the candlesticks. That's kind of why people want to learn them. People ask what's the importance of it, because again, think how awesome it would be if you can see, hey, look at this. This is a hammer, right? Wick, a hammer here, or even better, engulfing candle here, and then you took a sell right there. Wow, you have caught, only a good, 90, almost 100 pips. So there you go. That right there is for you. Reversal candlesticks, market structure, things like that you're going to need to understand. And again, the more and more you study it, the more and more you look at it, the easier it will get, and it'll become a second nature to you, and that's when your trading is going to take on to another level. So again, thank you guys so much for listening, and hopefully this guys give you a good understanding of what candlesticks are, reversal candlesticks, why they are around, how they work, and so you can utilize it into your strategy. So have yourselves a good day and enjoy trading.